Hello everyone. So today in this video we are gonna talk about the classification and structure of bones. We will talk about the internal and external structures. I'm sorry, the headline is not proper in the video, but yeah, it's written that classification and structure of bones. So by the location, we already classified the bones in the previous video. We talked about axial and appendicular skeleton. So we already talked about the bones of axial and appendicular. Now here in this video we will classify the bones on the basis of shape. So on the basis of shape, the bones are classified into 4 types. The 4 types are long bones, short bones, flat bones, and irregular bones. So let's begin with the long bones. These long bones are longer than they are wide. Yeah, they are longer and they usually are the weight bearing bones of our body. So they are mainly present in arms and legs, and they are most important in movement and support the weight of the body. So mainly in movement, and then they also support the weight of the body. The examples of long bones are femur, humerus, and phalanges, tibia, fibula, radius, ulna. These are all considered as a long bone. Then we will talk about the short bone. They are wide bones and they are cube shaped bones. And the examples of these bones are carpals and tarsals. They have the little movement, but they provide the support and stability. So these bones morely not involved in movement. They do involve in movement, but not like as compared to long bone, not that much, and they provide support and stability. Then we have flat bones, which are thin and they protect the internal organs. These are very important bones because they are protecting our brain and also our heart, lungs. So example of these bones is cranial bone, sternum, and ribs. And after that we have irregular bones. They vary in shape. The example of these bones are vertebra and the pubic bones. So after the classification, guys, we will talk about the part of the bones. Let's take a picture of a long bone. I'm sorry for the diagram. This is just a rough diagram. It's more look like a play bone for a dog, but yeah, let's consider this as a long bone. So the center part of this bone is diaphysis, which is elongated, and elongated central part of the bone. So this is called diaphysis, the central part. And at each end of the diaphysis, on the enlargement area of the bone, this is known as epiphysis. On the each end we have epiphysis on both the ends, and the diaphysis is connected to the epiphysis by a thin segment of bone in between, and the thin segment is known as metaphysis. So you hope you are clear with the terms diaphysis, epiphysis, and metaphysis. Now let's talk about the internal structure of a bone, especially a long bone. So here we are having a long bone. Let's consider the femur or humerus, any. So this bone, I'm covering the bone with the pink color from the inside. This is called the compact bone. That part is called the compact bone. On the surface, on the outline, we have a compact bone, also known as laminar bone, and this is very dense. The reason why it is dense is it has no space in it, and it has a tall columns of the bones. These tall columns are called osteons, and these together, like, they are very close, and because of these columns, this is very compact, and we call it compact bone. And after the compact bone, I'm gonna draw on both the epiphyseal part these crosses. Let's consider these crosses as tuberculi or spores. This is the spongy bone. We call it spongy bone on both the ends. These spongy bone are not soft like sponge. Please don't go on name. This is not at all soft. They are, we call it them trabecular, and they are light and less dense, and they usually provide and give the strength and keep the bone light weighted. So these spongy part of the bone keep the bone light weighted. And then I'm gonna draw this yellow part in between, in the diaphyseal part inside. This is your yellow bone marrow. Yeah, yellow bone marrow is present in between, and this is for the fat storage. And on both the ends, like on both the epiphyseal part, where the spongy bone is present, which I am coloring with orange, this is the red bone marrow. The reason it is red is because it is made up of hemopoietic stem cells. These are the blood forming cells. So this is very important because the red bone marrow is having hemopoietic cells. It is providing nutrition to the bone. It is providing all the essential things which are required for a growth and for health of the bone. And then I'm gonna draw a outline from outside and inside. I'm gonna draw a membrane which is covering the bone from outside and also from the inside. So the membrane which is covering from the outer side, we call it periosteum, and from the inside we call it endosteum. So the outer part we call it periosteum, the inner part we call it endosteum. So these membrane contain stem cells and to make new bones, and this is called osteoprogenitor cells, which are osteoblast and osteoclast. Osteoblast form osteons, which forms the bone matrix, and osteoclast, they usually breaks the bones. But yeah, these periosteum and endosteum, they contain these stem cells. And then on the both end I'm drawing this line. This is epiphyseal plate, also known as growth plate. This is very, very important. This epiphyseal plate or growth plate, this is made up of hyaline cartilage, and where the length is added to the bone, and after, like, eventually it is gonna replaced, or we can say it is gonna ossified with the laminar bone. So if a child break a bone and damage the epiphysis, it is possible that the bone will not be able to get longer, to grow more longer. It is possible, yeah. So that's why it is important. And I already covered both the external internal structure of the bone and the classification of the bone in this video, and later on we will continue with the parts, and I'm gonna cover the all anatomy. So please like, share and subscribe if you like the video, and also comment if you want a specific topic, the video on the specific topic, and stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for watching.